Well, beautiful, precious ones, I am back. I am back, stuck right here at this desk, feeling in my gut to say this right here. And then I'm gonna move on because I'm not gonna let nobody live rent free in my head. But this is not about, no YouTuber. I'm sitting here, I'm getting taking care of my facial hairs, and I gotta do my eyebrows and take a I was gonna take a shower, but I'm gonna wait till after I do that bird, and then I shower. And I have to run out. So I'm gonna do that. I have to run out. And then when I come back, I do the bird. Then I take a shower. I'm not smart. 3 baths a day is not me. Sometimes in the summertime, 2, yes. But I won't tell nobody that I'm that clean, that I'm that scornful, because I'm not. But I'm sitting here thinking how soon people forget, y'all. See, a lot of folk, they don't want to hear the truth. They prefer to stay blinded. Don't you know what goes around come around? When I had left for the first time, I walked away from everything. I walked away. I couldn't take it no more. That last night, people standing in line to get in. Ran out of food, ran out of plates, dishwasher didn't show up. It was just so much turmoil. When I couldn't wait for 9 o'clock to get here, they closed the door because it was then from 5 to 9, just 4 hours of all you can eat seafood and barbecue. It was so much, left so much work undone. I just say, let's go home. Only 2 people showed up, and my husband, he always came. He always came after he left his part-time job, would come and help clean up, after we had closed up. But I had to move to Florida. The Lord had worked it out. But when the year 2000 rolled in here, the day that it rolled in, I was at I won't say where, the name, but it was a homeless shelter. And they let me in on a thread, but they won't let nobody else in. And I was planning how I was going to take my life. Serious. I was tired, y'all. I was ready to give up. Life had whooped me so bad. But the Lord told me what to do. And I was obedient, and I did it. And I went back home. I went back to a house. It wasn't a home. Although the house, it was a country. Not country. Really, really, really country. Who lived there before? I had good spirits, But I went back there with my name on the deed. Homeless with my name on a deed. And this have been more than one time that I walked away. Because see, peace above all else. See, some people, they stay and they just be miserable, like in relationships. It's some family that people need to walk away from, but they can't do it. So I say, who walk away from me, it's them. I'm not walking away from nobody, but I'm going to keep my peace. But this is not family that I'm speaking of. Well, at least not one of them. So the Lord had told me what to do. And I got an apartment. When I tell you, when I first walked in there in those 2 big old rooms, I just felt so sad because it just wasn't what I was. It was better than that duplex that I lived in when I was 23. It was better than that. But I had done lived in a former home with a swimming pool in the back and a tropical gardening, and bathroom there with the swimming pool, former house, oh my goodness. So I lived pretty good driving a Cadillac, with lumbar seat and telephone in there, I living that life, money, but I didn't care to do much, I still, live low key, low end, and care to do. All I did was work. That's why I was sick of it, But anyways, somebody came to my house crying like a baby. And soon as they could catch the breath, it took them a minute, took them several minutes to catch their breath. And when they did, they said, I got cancer. And they must have told them it don't spread it or something, And when I tell you I was smelling, I was in depression. I hadn't had no bath. I was so sad. I didn't want to be bothered. I didn't want to be bothered by nobody. But let me tell you, I don't care what you're going through. What's in you gonna come out. I laid my hands on them and prayed. I don't know how long I prayed. And came on in and came back there in my bedroom and sat down in that chair there beside my bed. And I'm standing over them tongues coming out. And I'm just praying, rebuking that cancer in the name. Guess what? They got cancer free. Another time. See, people forget. There's somebody that I never had a problem with. Never. And been 2 years now. I haven't heard anything from them. Loved them like they was my own. Loved them. I got a call. They was somebody was at the hospital and they wanted me to come pray for them. Doctors couldn't find out what was wrong with them. I got to that hospital. I told, look, y'all going on. Going on. Hey, yalaba. Kandolo koshiki yalalabaka. Hallelujah. How soon people forget. I laid my hands and I prayed and trust God. And guess what? They found out what was wrong. And they fine. Been 2 years. Only time they reached out to me was when they needed something. Can I come stay with you? Can I come stay? Of course you can. See, I have so many stories like that. See, let me tell you, the cross that a lot of people bear is stories like I'm telling you now. There's a social media page. Well, I look and I'm hearing the same story over and over and over. And guess what? A lot of it is my story. That's why I say all the time, I am so thankful to be saved. I am so thankful for the love of Jesus. That not only do he know me, but I know him. And oh my God, he's just so awesome. And I'm so thankful to be content, to have some peace, to feel his love, to know that he's in me. His spirit lives in us, y'all. That's why some things I cannot do. And I'm thankful I'm not glad I did it, because I had to, sometimes I had to scratch my head, Lord, did I dream that or did I really do that? There are some things that I'll take to my grave after salvation. I haven't told a soul, and I doubt I'll ever tell anybody that I done after salvation. Oh my God, honey, them spirits will transfer. Yes, they will. So I'm just up here to say, don't forget where you come from. Don't forget, just don't forget where you come from. Get your head up out of those clouds, because you never know. Now, the one that I haven't heard from in about 2 years, I'm gonna be honest. I say, anybody that turn against you and you haven't done anything to them, you love them just like they was your own. Love them just like they was your own. I prefer not to have people in my life like that, y'all. Because if you turn on me one time, you'll turn on me again. But we don't never know. I like to talk about me. I don't never know what I do. They talk about March is you like the wind, I don't go by that. Yeah, I don't believe in no horoscopes and none of that stuff. I go by what my gut and what the Bible says, That's what I go by. and things I don't know. It's okay. Maybe it ain't meant for me to know. There's lots of things it's not meant for us to know. Now let me get off of here. I just when I feel something in my gut, I'm gonna do it. You know, a lot of people, they walking around like life is always peaches and cream, and it's not. Tomorrow there's gonna be a lot of sinning. Well, it's been started, you know. I mean, and oh my goodness, another thought. Oh my God. Silent night. I'm sitting in a shot house, so sad, just so sad and so lonely. And I had somebody in my life, you know. I had somebody in my life, but there was some painful, I have, to be honest, before salvation, I have more painful memories than I do good. I was talking to one of my best friends in my hometown the other day. She always calling me. Let me pick the phone up and call this gal, you know. And we always have good talks, you know, most about the Lord. And she ended up them tongues all 9 out of 10 times always come out. But she real, you know. That's what I like, real folk, you know. And she also saying that she don't remember her childhood. Just 2 or 3 things she remember, you know. So it's some things, you know. It just we don't have to remember. We don't have to know. As long as we know Jesus. Now, with that being said, remember, wise men, ladies, boys, and girls, still seek Jesus. He loves you, and so do I. And I don't know if I'll be back or not, because I'm feeling mighty chatty today. I don't know, maybe it's testimony time, you know. I might come back with some more testimonies. Now, I know, you know, my adult children would say to me, Mom, you know, don't get it, because it'd be embarrassing to them. But see, I see where I come from. And see, our testimony, how we used to be and how we are now, can give somebody else hope. All right, till next time.